Hey, how you doing? This is John, and welcome to John's Long Box. As requested by Jeff Hatcher, he asked me to do Cobalt Blue, and I just finished reading it, so I figured why put it on a pile and wait and forget about it and lose the details? I'll just do it now while it's fresh in my mind. Excuse me. For those of you who do not know, Cobalt Blue is an old comic. What does it say? 1989 somewhere over here. Yeah, right there. Right there. Gustovich, 1989. So Mike Gustovich is a comic book legend. I think this is one of his first comics. He created two creations that I know about, maybe more, but one of them is the Justice Machine. I showcased the Justice Machine a while ago, about a group of like fascists. The only way to describe them, from the planet Georwell, and with the totalitarian government, and they come to Earth to find refugees who escape. Remember, one of the things about totalitarian governments is no escapism. You can't leave. The power has to be absolute, otherwise the whole system collapses. So they can't let fugitives get to Earth. They come to Earth to fight the fugitives, and Earth contaminates them, and they realize they're the bad guys. What a great comic that was. This is Cobalt Blue. This is issue number 2. There was only 2 issues, as far as I know. There was also a previous number 1 by Power Comics. So the first appearance of Cobalt Blue was in Power Comics number 1, which was a couple of years earlier than this. I think like 78. I don't know, maybe around the late 70s. I'm not sure. And it was the only thing that shared in common was the costume and the name, but he had a different origin. And that comic, Cobalt Blue, was a guy from the future who came back into our time, the past, or the present. That time travel stuff always messes with my noggin. But this Cobalt Blue, this is issue number 2. The first issue I didn't want to showcase because it was mostly, don't want to say anything bad about Mike Gustovich, but it was mostly showing. It was mostly telling, not showing. So it was just, his origin, and then it was info dump the comic. This one is the meat of the story, so I figured I'd showcase this one. All right, so again, this is Mike Gustovich. For those of you who do not know, Mike Gustovich is currently working for RJ of the Fourth Age on a comic. What he's doing the Mighty Thor, a backup story in the Valiant Heroes. Can you believe that? This guy's a legend, a legend, and RJ's got him. So that's just awesome. All right, so let's look at this cover. Innovation is the name of the comic book company. Just check this out. It's like very sparse. They don't even have the price or anything. Issue number 2, just floating there in the moon, Cobalt Blue, and not a lot of words. This guy, I thought this guy was a ghost, but it's just poor color choices. And okay, so here's the cover, the price on the cover. We got atomic bombs in the background. I guess they were gonna put a UPS symbol in there, but it never got there. So here we go. Let's look it up. This is Cobalt Blue, and this is the bad guy. So, okay, so I guess I gotta fill you in on the details. So we have this miner over here. At first it confused me because I didn't know what year it was. I thought it was set in the cowboy days, but it's set present day, but like way out west in a small town, or I guess people still dress like old miner 49er. But he was a miner, and he's been like looking for gold in them var hills for the past 40 years. So he's an old timer down on his luck, never really got what he was looking for. And then in his mining, in his prospecting, he stumbles across this metallic plate. And he strikes the metallic plate, and it activates, and like a mountain crumbles, and it reveals an advanced technological city. Unbeknownst to him, as that technological city rises, then there's Jeb's little one-horse town over here, and then over here another technological city rises, but he doesn't see that because he's focused, And then he rushes into the city. And these 2 guys follow him because they're like, wow, that he didn't just strike gold. He struck like a whole hidden city. There's got to be piles of gold. So they're going to kill Jed. These are claim jumpers. They're going to kill Jed, take all of his gold. We'll get to that in a minute. The other city is pure evil. This one is good. So the Cobalt Blues, they are the Venturans from the planet Splendor. From the city of Splendor, it's called, and then the other city is some unpronounceable evil name, and it's just in prehistory. They came from another planet. They landed on Earth because of the environmental conditions were the symbol. They founded colonies and immediately went to war. One went to subjugate all life on Earth, and another one, you know, the Splendors went to, you know, I don't know, just be good guys, you know, and they battled each other so bad that they developed nukes, and they nuked each other. You know, the only way to survive was to go deep into the crusts of the Earth, and the nukes killed off all the dinosaurs. So there you go. And now he unwittingly awakes them. So now all the Splendorians are dead except for Cobalt Blue, and he gets shot. And so I love it. So that it starts, the very first panel is Cobalt Blue getting shot. He's like, what the? And these two guys are coming in to steal what they imagine to be piles of gold, you know. And Cobalt Blue just blasts this guy. Boom. And he's just like, what? Some like laser beam? I give up. He's like, oh, you know, so he's just given up. You know, he's using pretty much Earth morality on him. And Cobalt Blue just jumps on him. And he's just like, that hurt. You shot me and that hurt. You know, I love that. You shot me and that hurt. Not like, if I ever shot somebody and he just replied to me, that hurt, I'm like, oh God, you know, it's supposed to incapacitate you, if not kill you. And this guy's just like, you know, cut it out, man. That's annoying, shooting me with those bullets. So, you know, the suit kind of protected him, and then he has an advanced physiology. So, and he's not hindered by Earth morality. So he's going to kill him anyway, and he's pleading with him. You can't. You're killing him. You know, he ain't got no gun. You can't hurt us no more. That's murder. And he's just like, huh? And so I love this. He goes, isn't that the Gruuls? The Gruuls are the bad guys. He goes, isn't what the Gruuls are famous for? And he's just like, yeah, the Gruuls would enjoy taking his life. So what does he do? He throws him in. All these containers had everybody like to protect themselves from the nuclear war. So he throws him in here to constrain him in on the only chamber that's still active. And he's like, you're going to freeze him? He goes, oh, you shot in the arm. He goes, I got to take it. So I love this. This guy is grounding Cobalt Blue in good morality, in good, I was going to say manners, but not manners, in good morals, you know. And he's of a different planet from millions of years ago. He has, you know, he looks human, but he is an alien. So I like that. Our friendly little minor 49er is teaching him like ways of mercy and temperance. So I just kind of think it's funny that he considers himself the good guy when you know, what all right, we just won't seek out and kill you, but we will kill you, you know, when you're helpless, if you strike first. So he's teaching him that, you know, there's better ways of mercy. So Cobalt Blue is like, oh, okay, you're gonna help me, you know, I don't know. So he's taking out the knife, he's gonna pull out the bullet. He's like, you're gonna get an infection. And I think it's kind of funny that he's teaching this guy from the advanced technology world about infections and everything, but he says, like, we only have lasers and stuff like that, so we don't have to extract any matter from the bodies, you know. So they fight on a different level. He's like, okay, here, and his goggles just give him where the bullet is, like a skip. So he's like looking at TV. He's like, wow, that helps. And you know, he pulls out the bullet, wraps him up, and he implies that he didn't even really need the help, but he was letting Jeb be a good guy, and he's just kind of like absorbing all of this and learning from it, and it's affecting him. It's tempering his like warrior. You know, he's born to be a warrior. He's like of a warrior caste, and now he sees the Gruuls have this mech. He's like, oh, I gotta go. I can't fight that mech like that. It's gonna beat me. So he's like, I gotta go meet the enemy. So he's riding someplace else, and what does he do? He gets into a chair, and the chair launches up into another mech. So here we go. We got a mech battle. So last issue we learned about nuclear bombs devastating the dinosaurs, and then he's going through this like gravitational George Jetson chamber, and you know, he's going after him. He's like, I gotta help. Why does he want to help? Because the good guy mech and the bad guy mech are meeting, and right in the middle is Jeb's little one-horse cowboy town. Go figure, right? So there you go. Yeah, everybody in town is coming out to and keep in mind, this is modern day. Like the first issue, one of the guys had a baseball cap, and I'm like, did they have baseball caps in cowboy towns? And it took me a while to realize it's not cowboy town. So like it kind of like took me out of the story a little bit. But what can you do? You know, what am I gonna say? You know, it's just the way it is. But keep in mind, I lived in Albuquerque for a couple of years, for about 7 years, and the high school had a hitching post, and some people like rode horses to school, you know, or the college rather. High school, I didn't go to high school out there, I went to college out there. So go figure. And my barber, you know, he had the swinging doors and everything, so yeah, so you know, I could see it. But there was also cars in the street, and like there's no cars here, so it's purposely a little misleading. It's one of the flaws. And then look, there's nothing out here. There's no billboards, there's no oil stand, so whatever. Oh, the credits are on the back. I'll talk about the credits. So the bad guys, the ghouls, they fire. This is I forget his name. He Grax or something like that. And they shoot, and they're freaking out. We're gonna be nuked. We're gonna be nuked. And the bombs just hit the other one, and then he fires lasers and fire. And look at this, just ricochets everything. Just oh, there's a car right there. Just knocking out the causing destruction in the town. Force fields deflected everything, but of course shrapnel is flying everywhere. What are they going to do? You know, the poor people who had nothing to do with this are caught in this maelstrom. And he's running off. He's like, we got to warn people. We got to do stuff. So he's up on the building saying, take this fight someplace else. You know, in Cobalt Blue's defense, he doesn't recognize this city as anything important. It's not like he wants to fight there. He's like, listen, this people are living here. There's other people, my friends and everything. So Cobalt Blue is like, oh, okay. You know, it's more of like his bloodlust of his mission that is fueling this fight rather than you know, anger and hatred or anything like that. So he's just like focused on defeating it. So what does he do? He's starting to lead him out of town. So not only does he lead him out, but he's sending him messages like, you know, this battle's been going on for millions of years. You are literally the last of the ghouls. I'm the last of the Venturians. Let's settle this in an honorable battle. Like, they invoke some sort of thing. So he drops out of the mech. The other guy drops out of his mech. And they're going to fight hand to hand, fist to fist, you know, honorably, basically it's like a gunfight at OK Corral, sci-fi edition, you know. I do like that. So here they are, they're walking through the town, and they're challenging each other. They never even met before, you know. They're from, you know, different times, even in the past. I'm Gron, the last ghoul of Throm. Why did you cease to fight? I'm Cobalt Blue, the last of the Venturians, and that is why I ceased the war. What I'm trying to say is there ain't no more to fight for. He goes, it's over. It's never over. Boom. Big old punch. And he's like, why'd you do that? And he shoots him. And his armor just deflects the bullet. He's like, ha, ha, ha. Of course, he's smashing. And he's about to smash him right in the face. Poor old guy. And Cobalt Blue punches him right in the neck. Or right in the chin, rather. Boom. You know, knocks him down. He's like, now get out of here. Get out of here. And boom. Punch, and it's just evolving into fisticuffs. The most you know, advanced race in the world, and what do they got? Just fisticuffs, you know, and blasted, rolling around, fighting. Gruel, what did he say? You know, over my dead body. He's saying, after I kill you, I'm going to defile everybody in this town and twist them and murder them and grind them into dust. And he's like, oh, you know, and he's like, no, he's actually taking a liking to him. So now they're just fighting, and here comes the part that I love. He's just throwing him down. The fight choreography is really, he's like, let him go. He's like, there's nothing you can do. You know, look, I'm just going to punch him right in the face, and boom! Cobalt Blue has the eye lasers, and he totally decapitates him. He's like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm going to go bury him. It's the last of his race. I'm the last of my race. He takes the mech, and the two mechs just blow up. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I'm in construction. I've been near explosions. Explosions don't just neatly explode and make like a little like this whole towns would have been destroyed. I don't care what you say. I don't care what you do. It would have been just hellfire and shrapnel, and everybody would have been destroyed from this. And they're going back to the city of Splendor, and he's looking at the schematic, and he's saying goodbye. He's like, you got to go leave, and, you know, you'll probably never see me again. He's like, why? Because the city is a spaceship. And he takes off. You know, there we go. And they're advertising a Cobalt Blue graphic novel that I think reprints the first appearance from Power Comics, and then these two, and I think a couple of extra pages. So here's the credits. Mike Gustovich wrote it, and Keith Pollard drew it, and Valerie Gustovich colored it. I love Keith Pollard. I've been remiss in my duty by I've been remiss by not showing Keith Pollard Thors. Oh my God, those comics are amazing. Oh God, yes, I gotta go pull them out. But Mike, there you go. Somebody requested Cobalt Blue. Jeff Hatcher requested Cobalt Blue. You asked for it, you got it. Toyota. Mike Gustovich's artwork now is phenomenal. You know, this is Keith Pollard. I think Mike Gustovich did this cover, is the only Mike Gustovich, but the rest of it was Keith Pollard. And oh my God, is Mike Gustovich just such a wonderful artist. Now check him out on RJ's the Fourth Age. The comic is called The Valiant Heroes. All right. Thanks a lot, everybody, and I'll see you tomorrow with another video. And I'm going to record right now, right after this, my first Monday music. Okay? Bye-bye.